For decades, the idea of parallel universes was seen as a fantasy of science fiction. But some scientists began to suspect that reality might be more complex and more dangerous than we imagine. The hypothesis was simple, yet revolutionary. What we perceive as reality is just a specific frequency within a broader quantum spectrum. And if that's true, then, at least in theory, it might be possible to alter that frequency and tune into another. Thus was born Project Anima, a highly restricted experimental investigation. The objective: to determine whether human consciousness could shift into another version of the universe. To that end, they developed a device, a neuro-quantum bracelet capable of emitting pulses synchronized with the brain's electrical activity. Its purpose was to induce a momentary quantum shift in the perception of reality. In other words, to allow a person to cross over, even if only for an instant, into another universe. The experiment was conducted only once. Only one person used the device. For 0.9 seconds, her brain signal disappeared from monitoring. It didn't stop. It simply no longer matched any known pattern in our universe. When she returned, she described having been in a place eerily similar, but different. The same streets, but overgrown with vegetation. The sky with a reddish hue. People walking by as if she didn't exist. After the experiment, the laboratory was shut down. The records were classified, and the device was permanently deactivated. And yet, the real consequences were only just beginning. Weeks later, other people, some involved with the project, others who had simply been present in the lab, began experiencing perceptual anomalies. They remembered places that never existed. They described buildings and cities they had never visited. Some began writing words in languages they didn't know. And in certain cases, strange symbols appeared etched into personal objects without explanation. At first, these were thought to be isolated coincidences, but the patterns were far too consistent. That's when a new hypothesis emerged. Even though only one person activated the device, the experiment had altered the quantum coherence of the immediate environment. The change in one consciousness's frequency may have caused a localized disturbance in the fabric of reality, a sort of wave that affected those nearby, or those with heightened sensitivity. That disturbance may have triggered a leak of information between realities, fragments from other worlds, from other timelines, slowly seeping into our own. And some people began picking up those signals, symbols, words, memories, that did not belong to this universe. It wasn't a global shift. It was a limited displacement, but enough to leave behind traces. To the official scientific community, Project Anima does not exist. There is no recognized evidence, no public documentation. But for those who lived it, and for those still studying its effects, there's one question they can't stop asking. What if they never fully returned? What if they now exist between two realities, without truly belonging to either?